All right, so we are going to be talking about the respiratory system, as you can tell from yesterday's assignment where you got to watch a short video and then you needed to explain to me what gas exchange was. Okay, and gas exchange, if we are looking at the respiratory system and why you breathe, it is the ultimate goal. Okay, if you cannot get oxygen into your body and get carbon dioxide and waste out, well, then we're not breathing. Our body is not functioning appropriately, and other things are going to begin to break down. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. So you guys are going to high school. You're going to be in the rhetoric school next year. And we don't have the luxury of always having the notes given to us or fill in the blank. And so today we're just going to give it a shot at taking notes yourself. Now, you either take one of two roads, right? So there is the individual who's going to try and get every single word down. Okay, I was that student as well. Okay, and then there's the student who writes 3 words. Okay, there is a lot in between there, okay, as far as best note-taking practices. And so sometimes it's difficult to take notes on something if you don't really understand the big picture of it. The beauty of this is that this is a recording. This is a video, okay? So you can watch it through once, providing it's not incredibly long, and it shouldn't be. Okay, you can watch it through once, kind of get the gist of what is being said, and then watch it again and maybe pause, and then you can take notes from it. From the PowerPoint slide. Okay, you are going to have to hone in the skill of, there's a PowerPoint slide, the teacher is talking, and I am writing. Can I do all of these things at once? Okay, so this is just a little exercise in, taking notes. Okay, so you can grab a piece of paper and a pencil, watch it through once, and then watch it through again. That will not be too much of your day. Okay, so the respiratory system, let's get going. So the respiratory functions, and I just told you this, what's the purpose? Okay, taking in oxygen. We need oxygen. Okay, the body doesn't need all of the gases in the atmosphere. When we talked about ecology, we talked about how the atmosphere is actually 70% nitrogen and then 21% oxygen and other, 78% nitrogen. Just misspoke. So 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and then 1%, less than 1% of other gases. Okay, so every breath that you take is not only oxygen. Okay, and this is why if people are in need of, or they're having respiratory dysfunction or problems, they will be put on oxygen. When they're put on oxygen, it's pure oxygen. Okay, so when we breathe every day, not pure oxygen. So your body will keep the oxygen that is taken in, and it will breathe out, exhale the things that are not needed. And then the other purpose is to remove carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so this is where your cell biology from last year and cellular respiration and then the respiratory system come together and they collide, and this is where they are working together. Okay, note that what's coming in is oxygen. Okay, and in order for cellular respiration to occur, and the purpose of cellular respiration is to build energy. Okay, so we have oxygen coming in, and then you eat food, right? And so now we've got glucose, and now we've got oxygen, and those are the two reactants that are needed to make ATP, which is energy for your body. Okay, and as ATP is made, carbon dioxide and water are a waste product of that process. And so then they are exhaled. Okay, so those are the products of cellular respiration. So there is a difference between the respiratory system and cellular respiration, or breathing and cellular respiration. So when you hear respiration, it is not breathing as we like to think. So this is what I was just saying. You've got the food that is brought in, okay, in the form of glucose or carbohydrates. Then you have oxygen, okay, that's what you're inhaling. And then a chemical reaction occurs in your body, in your cells, in the mitochondria, which are the powerhouse of the cells. And we get carbon dioxide and water, which are waste products. Okay, but we also get this product that we need. We need ATP. Our body can get rid of the carbon dioxide and excess water. Okay, so we have talked about this particular process in the past. So breathing, however, refers to the movement of air into and out of the lungs. So breathing refers to the movement of air into and out of the lungs. Know the difference between cellular respiration and breathing. Okay, and then also just breathing is an example of multiple body systems working together. Respiratory system supplies the oxygen, the digestive system provides the glucose, the circulatory system is that highway, okay, that's transporting the oxygen and glucose where respiration is taking place, and then it's the highway that is moving the waste out of the body once it gets to the lungs, okay, in the blood. And we'll talk about how that exchange occurs. So the path of air. When you inhale, where is the air going? One thing to note is that air is more, again, it's more than just pure oxygen, number one, but it also has dust, pollen, microorganisms, things that can make you sick, okay, airborne diseases and viruses and bacteria. Okay, however, most of these things don't reach your lungs. So we are breathing in dust and pollen all the time, but they're not actually getting into our lungs. Why is that? Well, the air has to pass through a series of structures that are going to filter and trap particles. Okay, there is a point to the hairs that are found in your nose. Okay, that is to filter and trap particles that don't need to get into your airway. Okay, and then there are also, along with that, just organs that are going to warm and moisten the air. And this is part of the reason when you think about the winter, when the air is really dry and it's really cold, and you take a breath and it's like everything kind of dries up, right? That's because there's, number one, there's not a lot of humidity in the air, and then your airway gets really dry, and so that will make you cough, and it's unpleasant sometimes if you feel really, really dry airways. Okay, so the structures when you're bringing in air, okay, it goes from the nose to the pharynx, which is in the back, to the trachea, then to the bronchi in your chest, and then from there it's into the lungs. Okay, and these bronchi will branch off like little trees, similar to like arteries and veins. They're getting smaller and smaller, and so the names, just like you have arteries and arterioles, okay, you have bronchi and then bronchioles, and that, the names get slightly different as they get smaller. Okay, so starting in the nose, number one, this is the first place that air is brought in. Yes, we also breathe through our mouth, but we're going to talk about the nose in particular. Okay, air enters the body through the two nostrils. Okay, into right here behind your nose. Okay, this is the nasal cavity. Sometimes you can feel pressure there if you have a cold. Some cells lining the nasal cavity produce mucus. You know that. Okay, that mucus is going to moisten the air. All right, it is making it more wet, if you will. Okay, it's keeping the lining from drying out. Think about how uncomfortable it is when your sinuses are dried out. It also is going to trap particles such as dust. That's because you have hair in your nose. Okay. Also, the nasal cavity, so not just in your nose, but kind of in the back, behind the structures that you can see, you have tiny hair-like extensions that can move together in a sweeping motion. Okay, these are called cilia. And cilia and villi have a kind of a similar motion, right? Okay, they have this sweeping motion that is pushing not food, but particles up. Okay, so it sweeps mucus into the throat. Okay, so think about like when you're coughing, cilia is helping, and you've got like a chest cold. Okay, it's helping to produce mucus to come up, which is kind of gross, but it's getting out of your airway, and then what can happen? Well, you can swallow it, and so now it's taken a different path. Now it is in your digestive system, where the stomach acid is going to destroy it and all the things that are trapped in it. so that it's out of your chest and now your body can deal with it appropriately. So some particles can irritate the lining and cause you to sneeze, which shoots the particles out of the nose. So I'm sure some of you have seen the videos when someone sneezes, like what's actually happening like on a micro level, and it's like whoosh, it's like this explosion out of their face. Okay, so that's kind of gross, right? When you think about cold and flu season, just those all of the particles that they've just expelled from their body. Okay, so once it goes into the nose, it's warmed, particles are trapped. Now we're trying to get the gases in the air into the pharynx. And so from the nasal cavities, the air enters the pharynx. The pharynx is also called the throat. It's the only part of the respiratory system that is shared with another system. What's that other system that it's shared with? The digestive system. Okay, we see when we breathe in right here. And then the mouth, okay, you're breathing in through the mouth or you're taking food through your mouth. Well, this cavity behind the mouth and the nose is known as the pharynx. Okay, and then you've got your windpipe. Remember, you have the epiglottis that will cover that windpipe when food is going down. Okay, but when air is going in, we want air to go down the windpipe. But this part right here, the pharynx, is shared with the digestive system and with the respiratory system. Okay, so same thing, you can see the nasal cavity, and then back here we have the pharynx. Okay. The next part and place is called the trachea. From the pharynx, the air moves into the trachea or the windpipe, lined with cilia and mucus. The cilia will sweep up, moving mucus towards the pharynx where it is swallowed. That's if you have like some sort of chest cold, but also just your body's kind of constantly doing that and cleaning and sweeping anyway. The cilia continue to clean and moisten that began in the nose. Okay, so it's still warming the air and making it wet. Okay, if particles irritate the lining, you cough. Okay, similar to sneezing, you are sending particles into the air. That's why people say when you cough, cough into your elbow. You sneeze, sneeze into your elbow. Okay, I mean, there's some interesting thoughts about that and like where the particles actually go, but it's helping, right? It's blocking in some way. And you guys know this, the epiglottis prevents food from getting into the trachea, but if the food does get in, it may block the trachea and cause the person to choke. So if you've ever like momentarily choked on something or seriously choked on something, that's what happened. It went into your airway instead of through in the esophagus. Okay. So we've got nose to the pharynx, which is at the back of the nose and the mouth, into the trachea. And at this point, now we're getting into the lungs. Okay, so from the trachea, air passes through the bronchi, which direct air into the lungs. This is where it's going to split off. The left bronchus is the left lung. The right bronchus is the right lung. It's just going to get smaller and smaller, like an upside down tree or like broccoli. Okay, like a head of broccoli. If you're looking, that's kind of what it looks like in your lungs, this branching and inner working. And then you have these small little bunches of grapes or sac-like structures called alveoli. Okay, and so over here, this is where you see the alveoli. Okay, and they are specialized for the movement of gases between air and blood. Now, there are a lot, and you should have seen this yesterday in the video that you watched. There are a lot of similarities between alveoli and your villi in your stomach. Okay, and so I hope that you'll be able to kind of pick up on like, oh, this is because this is the place where there is a transfer of gases, and then in the stomach where the villi is, that's where nutrients are absorbed. Okay, so this is the place where an exchange is being an exchange is occurring. All right, I'm going to pause it here and then I will start another video for gas exchange.